GM Fox fam, we're going to go ahead and get started here today. I'm sure we'll have some more people trickling in as this call goes on, but it is a loaded call, so we don't have very many minutes to waste. Welcome to the ShapeShift DAO All Fox, the second All Fox that we've done as a DAO so far. This is our monthly State of the DAO check-in from all of our different work streams, kind of looking at a little bit more of a higher level than, say, our weekly op sprint, and kind of more towards our workstream goals, roadmap goals, things like that, KPIs, things that our team can show of metrics, our DAO can show of metrics of what we've done so far. So I'm gonna go over house rules real quick, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get started. We don't do any sort of Q&A on this call because it is so jam-packed with information. There is a DAO stage that we will be able to async respond to things as you guys might have questions. So please feel free to use the ShapeShift DAO stage chat to ask any of your questions, and we'll have some workstream stakeholders try and respond to you. If you're looking to follow along with the slides, they're posted on they're just going to be in the Zoom link. We'll post them after the call is over as well. So you can follow along with the Zoom link that's posted at the top of the ShapeShift DAO stage. And we are going to work through this list here of product engineering, marketing and growth, operations, security, support, moderation, tokenomics, and the foundation, all on this call. So hang on to your butts, get ready for a whole bunch of Fox stuff coming your way. And we've got product coming up first. If you want to get involved, there's links on this as well. We will share this slide so you can click on all of those, but it's our app, our Discord, the Fox Forum, the ShapeShift Boardroom, our GitHub, everything that's going on in our treasury, and all of our documentation in our Notion. So if you're not, if you're following this on YouTube or you're not inside our Discord right now and you'd like to get in, there's the link there, as well as many of the other ways in which you can get involved with the DAO. We've got our vision that's posted at the beginning of our All Fox slides here as well. I'm not going to read this. We've read it at kind of all of ours, but this is why we're all here as the DAO. This is why we are the Fox fam. Do we have a product representative that's going to read the product slides?
Yeah, I can help out, Tyler.
All right, GM Fox.
Yes, Gist of M's, everybody. Happy All Fox Day. Hope everyone's having a good day. Can you actually refresh the page? I think you're looking at an older version.
Let me see.
Apologies, I was throwing some last minute data in there and charts and stuff. There we go. Perfect. Thank you, Tyler. Awesome, guys. So obviously Diggy is out. She's back tomorrow. She's been on a nice little vacation, much deserved, in Turkey. And I know we got a lot to go over, so I'll try to keep this brief. Hopefully you can already see that one of our big focuses going forwards is going to be data. Hopefully as these All Foxes progress, and along with our happy hours, our office hours, and anything else, we really do want to be making more database decisions. So this will definitely go into some of that. But yeah, here's just a list of a handful of bullet points that we've completed since last All Fox. We finished the keep key initialization, recovery, and settings modules and flows, which are looking great. And obviously the whole keep key workstream is pretty new since the last one, so excited to hear more from them. We finished our demo wallet, which is a great way for users to see what the web app is all about without actually having to connect a wallet, see different features, functionality. Migration of native wallet users, part 1 is code complete and out there. Hopefully we can start regaining some of our users who were stuck on mobile or on beta and really get them into app.shapeshift. Of course, revenue producing streams is very important for us right now, especially in this bear market. So I'm glad that we were able to get Banksa up and running, along with Cosmos and Cosmos staking. The Foxy launch, I think, actually was happening right before the last All Fox, if I recall, but that is successfully launched, and we've been collecting data on that. And we've also had a handful of .com updates, mostly spearheaded by Hoff, Beard, and a few others of the team. And like I alluded to before, data. We have some data now, and we'll be collecting even more going forwards. So just a quick highlight of some of the different data that we have collected. This chart in the top right is going to be gem revenue. You can see we made $800 this past month. Nothing massive, nothing small, but any amount of money coming in is great, and we can see what days of the week are most busy for people to be purchasing crypto via fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. Then in that bottom left, we have our atom staking by dates. You can see this is very much just up and to the right. More and more people are staking their atom, which is, of course, great for the web app, but also we are making, as a DAO, Willie just got me this number, $159,000 of stablecoin revenue a year, just by running this validator, which is fantastic. And then, of course, getting some yield for our users as well. Next chart over is actually going to be Banksa versus Gem. You can see this past month just over $500 of revenue, with over $150,000 worth of orders. So both features are being used. We'll continue to monitor data. Also pretty exciting that in the future we'll have a new Coinbase on-ramp, off-ramp as well. They're doing some pretty cool stuff where you can go from centralized service like Coinbase straight onto your non-custodial wallet. So very excited to see that progress. Then here on the right, this chart is pretty much the only one going down and to the right. Everything else is growing. And this is just our Axiom users, so users who are still using beta, things like that. We do imagine over time this will continue to kind of trend down to the right, and hopefully that is matched with web app usage going up and to the right. And then just below right here, we have our Foxy data, which is looking fantastic. You can see we have over 58 million Fox staked into Foxy, which is representing over 15% of the entire circulating supply. So just some great initial numbers showing some initial success off Foxy, and obviously very excited about Yieldy. Hopefully can share numbers like this, if not even better. And if we'll hop onto the next slide, we'll kind of see what else is coming along on our roadmap. Thank you. So I know the completed section was a little bit shorter, but that's because we have so many different things in flight right now. Some are very close to being finished. Some are just getting started. I'll highlight a few. Obviously, that top one, Pendo, as I mentioned, real big push for data analytics. Huge shout out to Mr. Nerdhair and the rest of DeFi Cafe and some people on engineering to really help get this across. This should be up and running relatively soon. And then we'll be able to offer, as we discussed in the proposal, a private version of ShapeShift and I don't want to say non-private. It's still private. We're not collecting any sort of personal identifiable information, but we'll be collecting data like some of the data I was just showing on the previous slide to help us make the best decisions possible, to help us make the best app possible, and really create the best experience for our users. Below that, we have the Fox page that is very close. Shout outs to Cash and Gomes for helping out with that one. That'll be a page localized just to be able to see your Fox, all the opportunities that you can do with your Foxy, and any other derivatives we end up creating down the road. Should be a great landing page to learn all about Fox and how to use it. Osmos Bounty is wrapping up. We got a few wallet integrations like XDeFi wallet, Tally wallet, Kepler wallets. Some of these wallets are specifically great for particular chains, but all huge steps for us becoming the multi-chain, multi-wallet future vision that we've been working on. You'll see a handful of different protocol integrations like Thorchain, CowSwap, Idle Finance, Axelar. All these are very popular, have a lot of big user bases, and all provide a lot of features that will all be useful in the DeFi space. And then as we get down towards the bottom, you'll see a few things with an asterisk, things that are actually not in flight yet, but have come up in the past few days. That gets the product team and hopefully the entire DAO very excited. Things like MetaMask snaps and Yieldy, those need to be prioritized, create UX, UI. We have to spec them, so just kind of giving you a little under the hood look into what gets involved once we have a good idea. So more information on those to come. If we have time, we can click into the roadmap, but I know we're a little short. And then forum discussions. Obviously, if you guys have been following along, Ocean posted that great post about product market fit. Willie has recently put in some great responses. Product team is very much following along and offering as much input as we can. And obviously finding this product market fit is a huge goal, not only for our team, but for everyone. So that we'll be looking forward to seeing that develop. And then new workstream proposal. Our current proposal ends at the end of June. So we have about a month left. Very, very exciting. That means the product work stream has been around for a year. I know Diggy will be starting to work on the new proposal, so can expect that soon. And yeah, what a year. Can't wait to see what we can accomplish in the following year. And that's everything we have from product. I guess we're not doing questions. So yeah, thanks everyone.
We do have a slide from Creative Services. Let me see if I can get Gray Machine up here as well. GM.
Hello. Hey there, G. Oh, wait. Oh, it says accept, but I think you can hear me. You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, a lot of what I need to go over is very similar to what Fox McCloud was just talking about, because I handle a lot of the design that kind of goes post product launch and then into the marketing initiatives. So the common theme over the last couple of weeks has been wallet integration. So we've done a lot of design and just design work to get the message out around, as was mentioned, Kepler, Demo Wallet, XDeFi Wallet, Tallyho, stuff like that. So that's been a large chunk of the work. We also got BitConf going, so all the booth design and all the stuff that went out for that made that a big success. And then juggling at the same time, we're still working on some educational video content, both the intro to ShapeShift, as well as actually just a couple days ago, we started a video to showcase fiat on-ramping per, I believe, Eric Voorhees' request. So that's really about it. And then kind of put the branding guide on hold because we've been pretty busy, but we're still kind of kicking through the early stages of updating our sort of global branding guide. So that's it for me.
All right. Thanks, Gray Machine and Creative Work Streams. All right. Now we're on to engineering.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. We're going to jump to the next slide. I'm just following along on Twitch. So there we go.
All right. Cool. Yeah, a little delay.
Perfect. Thanks. All right. So I just wanted to go through the budget as to what we said we do at the beginning of the work stream, 6 months, and where we're at now. So keep key settings since last time has been completed. That's all live in production and working. Tokamak support's been deprioritized. We kind of always reserved the right to change things. We'll see what we added at the end. We're essentially going to get implicit tokamak support through like the yieldies, or potentially we could bounty that out for single-sided staking. Foxy was already done last time. Pendo, the proof of concept is working, and Mr. Nerdhead demoed that this morning. It's getting very close and ergonomic for product to use as well. 4chain, we actually kind of kicked off talking about how to support that this morning. So that will be coming soon. Transaction history export was already done last time. In terms of internationalization and localization, previously we had 7 languages. Now we have multi-currency support behind a flag. We're just kind of, that's in test at the moment, just getting that merged in phases, but we should have about 10 or 15 fiat currencies that will work throughout the entire app soon. Legacy native wallet migration, Theobald ran that one. That is live. You're able to use your beta or mobile email and password credentials in app to migrate your native wallet and recover your mnemonic from there now. Wallet Connect is now in review. I've got PRs for H2 Wallet and web there. Mobile app strategy is still not started. We think that other things will deliver better and faster user benefits, so we've deferred that. Cosmos was completed last time as well. Osmo Bounty support is behind a flag in production. I think we're ironing out the last few little hiccups there. Elmot demoed that this morning as well. Additional UTXO chain support's been deprioritized just in terms of it's difficult to monetize those assets even if they do connect to the platform. We could always bounty out the addition of a new chain across the entire stack, but at the moment the core team's not focusing on that. On-call support and maintenance continues, again, thanks to Adam and Ocean and everyone else at the Foundation, Conscience for taking that off our plate. EVM and BTC testnet support, kind of pivoting here a little bit, rather than adding testnet support, it's much more capital efficient to just, spend the test funds and, but other EVMs, AVAX support will be one of the next features on the roadmap. So like a EVM compatible chain. Bounty support's ongoing with operations. We'll touch on that after, but I added a new section here below. So this is stuff that originally wasn't in the budget, but has kind of like come into the roadmap. XDeFi wallet is completed. That's live in production as of today, a couple of hours ago. Only supports ETH at the moment, but Bitcoin should come soon. Demo wallet is live in production. You can actually land on the ShapeShift with a deep link on the dashboard with a wallet connected and try it out before even connecting a wallet, which is great. We have Tallycash, which is like an open source MetaMask in review. We've got Kepler wallet in review as well. The Fox asset page bounty was something personally sponsored by Eric. That's in progress and probably about a week or less out with French Fam. Yieldies is now becoming one of the core product offerings, and we've spent some of the engineering budget towards an audit there. So this is an expansion upon Foxy, which has essentially cannibalized quite a bit of the circulating supply of Fox. And MetaMask ShapeShift Snap is kicking off TLDR on that, being able to use MetaMask cross-chain with ShapeShift, and hopefully it will be the first for that one. So if you want to jump to the next slide. And as always, details are on the spreadsheet linked in the original forum budget post. On Bounties, last time we were migrating to DWork. That is complete. It's fully managed by operations. Big thanks to like Maria and Lich and Tyler for helping set that up, and the team over at DWork. If you want to check it out, head over to DWork. There's a Kanban board there with all of our bounties. As of today, 93 bounties have been completed. The bounty numbers are down and slightly misleading just because we have basically four like part-time community contributors, including French Fam that have been doing a lot of work for us and others. So, the total number of bounties is probably lower than you'd expect, but the amount of work done is getting done via regular tickets, via community contributors, which is great. If you want to jump to the next slide in terms of looking ahead. Oh, by the way, there's analytics has moved. It was at shapeshift.com. It's now at analytics.foxfoundation.io. So if you want to check out how much activity is ongoing, you can check it out there and chop and change that data how you like. We often get a lot of people on Twitter saying that we're one of the most active DAOs in terms of development. Looking ahead in terms of resourcing, we're one SRE down. Our middle name left us. He was so good that he engineered himself out of a job. So we basically have one engineering role to backfill. We have a technical program manager candidate in the pipeline, gone through a lot of interviews, and we're likely to make a decision there very soon. And like I said, we have 4 or maybe even 5 consistent part-time community devs, which have really helped out. Things like the Fox page, demo wallet, largely the multi-currency have been community contributor efforts. In terms of the technical roadmap, things that we're prioritizing, like I said, ThorChain kicked off today. We've got some ways to get that into users' hands quicker than we expect. MetaMask ShapeShift Snap is an extremely promising thing like we spoke about. Yieldies are becoming part of the core product offering. So talking about like ETH or USDC, don't know how to pronounce that. And then additional EVM support. Looks like AVAX, which is Avalanche, is likely the first kind of EVM compatible chain that we're going to support. And the single-sided staking abstraction is looking like we've got something that we can settle on. The guys like Major Hayes and Theo have that working for like Yearn already. So we're going to go backport that to the existing stuff, and then it means that other protocols will be able to implement single-sided staking integration into ShapeShift with 2 PRs and very minimal effort with a lot of reference implementations. So that's more or less where we're at. I would say any questions, but no questions.
Jim, sir, thank you very much. Now we're getting right into growth and marketing.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, I just had to switch over to a different microphone. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover today. So we're going to try to make it quick. As mentioned, if people can view the slide deck to kind of go over individual slides, because there is so much information. If I read this all off, it would take a lot longer than 5 minutes. So we're kind of celebrating the launch of our work stream. We're about almost 1 month in on this new marketing and growth work stream that combined the old marketing team and growth and globalization. With that, about 2 months ago, we brought Lindsay Liu onto the team, running up as the head of communications and PR. With that, we are now starting to track that a little bit closer so we could throw some KPIs, some goals to work towards. Some of the good numbers that you'll see on here has been the increase of direct pickups for press release over 17%. In the past marketing workstream, PRs were kind of just launched by themselves. The new process and with Lindsay's focus is around media outreach and having media connections for all of these publications, which has turned out to add a bunch of circulation in the media, 300% growth there. Some of the content marketing has improved as well. We're doing full-length articles now that are being posted to, press releases being posted to Medium, the ShapeShift blog. And with that, we've seen a large amount of increase around the total content views, a 300% increase in the past 2 months. Views per article definitely improving, seeing almost a 600% increase there, and 500% increase on claps, all the way up to like 12,000 claps on these Medium articles. So it's working. The PR push is happening. ShapeShift is showing up in the news more, and happy to see the direction that it's headed. We can go to the next slide. Cool. So for social, we're just going to focus on 2 of our primary channels right now. And this is kind of like crypto specific. We're starting to kick off Instagram and everything as well. But, as much as they want to rebrand their name to Meta or whatever they're doing over there, they still aren't very crypto friendly. We can't even have ShapeShift.com in our profile on Instagram. So focus on the 2 that do allow us to do some marketing and where we kind of, live as a DAO. So with Twitter, we recently kicked off a partnership with DatBack, and that's incentivizing users to perform actions on ShapeShift, primarily following us on social, joining our Discord, leaving feedback on our product, trying out the app. With that, we saw a massive spike in follower growth on Twitter, bringing us to around 120,000, closely to 121,000 today. That also brought user engagement up. So more people are engaging our tweets, liking our posts, about 20% growth. We will have to judge over the coming weeks what the retention looks like. If these are people just kind of spamming, in-game currency, if you will, for DatBack, or these some good users hidden in there, some good followers. One of the missions as well was Discord. So we're closely approaching about 10,000 followers or members on Discord. And again, we're going to keep an eye on seeing how long these people stick around, seeing if they're valuable members, or if it's just kind of a lot of fluff and spam. But overall, great number increase, definitely hitting our goals and KPIs that we set up in the work stream. We can go to the next slide. Cool. So this is a very important one that we have been talking about quite a bit, and actually had a retro on about 2 weeks ago. And this is, what's the current focus of like the marketing aspect of the work stream? While it's growth and globalization and social and PR, we also, half of our focus is going to be around user growth and marketing to get our product out there. So with that, we're going to try to start working closer with product and engineering to find and help develop that marketing and product fit. But yeah, I'm going to run through some of these goals and KPIs, or actually have Hunt do that with me. But we established these goals and KPIs just so we have some kind of benchmark. We recently started tracking data a little bit more since Hunt and myself took over the marketing work stream, and trying to nail down some good goals and KPIs. These will be shifting to kind of like a little bit evergreen. Some of them are actually just taking a shot in the dark and seeing where we can kind of grow from here. We might achieve past some of them. We might fall short on some of these goals and KPIs, but we need to at least have some kind of benchmark to show the community that, this is what we're trying to achieve. So Hunt, do you want to like run through a couple of these?
Yeah. So we want to see a 7% increase month over month on Fox staked in Foxy, and a 20% holder increase. They're totally shots in the dark at this point. We need to get some more baseline data, but it's good to have these goals set out. We want to see a 10% increase on fiat on and off ramps. Product already covered like a lot of the data that we put here, so I won't go into it into too much detail, especially since we're running short on time. For Yearn, we'd like to set like a goal of 10% month over month increase, which really isn't much at this point. Hopefully we just kill a bunch of these goals. They're just, baseline goals to set for marketing at this point. App data is, it's a little bit rough right now. We don't really necessarily have a ton of usage going on with the DApp, but we would like to set like solid goals of 10%, like month over month increases. Increase active traders by 15% month over month, and increase total trade volume, hopefully 18 to 20%. It would be really awesome to just like totally kill all of these goals with a solid email campaign or two. So yeah, we can switch over slides unless you want to touch on some of this stuff, Toasty.
No, I think you did a good job like summarizing it. People can see the slide, they can kind of go back through, see exactly what the KPIs we were established. And obviously there's no questions on the All Fox, but we are having our office hour tomorrow. So if you have some feedback or any information on the KPIs, you want to see some other stuff touched on that maybe we didn't mention, come to our office hours tomorrow and let us know where we can improve and kind of understanding why we established the goals that we did.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, since we're probably running over time right now at this point, if you're watching on Twitch or wherever, there are a bunch of different goals set out for global communities, marketing efforts going on with LATAM, and in tandem with that, like the new Team Korea effort and some of the other globalization efforts that we have going on. Focused on marketing. So here are a whole bunch of goals. Please come to the LATAM calls. We have ops sprints going on. We have internal calls going on. The Smith is going to post all of the days and times for those regular calls, so you can join that and get updated with their goals, their KPIs, their roadmap. They have their own internal roadmap that would probably take me 20 minutes to explain. And same goes with Team Korea, 6 a.m. on Tuesdays, Eastern. I know it's really early for most people, but that's when it is. And I believe that there's a monthly globalization call on the 17th of every month, I believe, unless it falls on like a weekend or something. Of course, we'll set it off a day. So please join those meetings if you want to learn about KPIs that they're setting as teams, because they're siloed a little bit at this point. However, LATAM definitely is integrating with English marketing a lot more heavily now, and it's really cool to see. And we can switch to the next slide if there is one. If there is. Can't see it on Twitch yet, but
Yeah, just a delay.
There's a delay.
Awesome. Yeah, so inbound like partnership discussions always take place. Like Toasty and I have weekly calls with inbound people like pitching their product at us for possible integrations. So we'll continue to maintain that, continue to maintain marketing communications with our launch partners or people that we're integrating with, and just continue to build the global efforts. The rest of these points are all about global. So please join us for those calls. We have a ton of different globalization calls, from Portuguese to Spanish to now Korean. So definitely check those out if you ever have time or you ever want to. And that's it for marketing. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Hunt and Toasty. I guess that means I'm up with operations. For some of our kind of metrics we're looking at this month on the All Fox for May, we took a snapshot of April as well as May, and we had a lot of changes happening inside our release cadence. We've increased from 2 releases a week to 4 releases a week, and just some of the numbers that we can see off of that, we had a 100% increase in the amount of releases, which resulted in a 25% decrease in average PRs per release, meaning we can get through them a lot faster. The average PRs per week increased by 33%. So we're getting more in there because we're doing these more often, and a 30% decrease in our triage tickets. We overall had an 80% increase in total releases, as well as an 83% decrease in hot fixes, times in which we had to go outside of the regular release process and do something to fix prod. And in our snapshot, we did have 1 prod issue that showed up in May. So in our haste of doing all of these things, there is 1 prod issue that showed up. But that is still within the limit of the KPIs that operations has set out for prod issue escalations. So still doing all right. A quick look at our test funds budget. you'll see that we had 1 month back in March that we were over budget, but both April and May we have been under budget on our test funds by quite a bit to cover the difference there. And gas fees have gone down quite exponentially over the last 2 months. So hopefully in the next All Fox we'll have some cool slides about what this really means in terms of the budget, as well as the gas prices have decreased and our testing has increased, where we stand in all of this. Some more KPIs for us to look at real quick. We did hit our 99% uptime. For the month, we're at 99.9 just in the month of May, even though we're trying to hit that percentage for the entire quarter. So that feels really good. Under 10 production issue escalations, we had 2 in May. Under 50 total hours for contributors dedicated to prod issue resolutions. We had 36 hours in May, if you do the individual hours for each contributor that was involved. So that's getting pretty close to our 50 for the quarter. So that wasn't the greatest, but in terms of resolving this, we did get those out pretty quickly, and we're still under the total goal for the quarter, so that's good. We have an asterisk here for our 32% resolution rate. As we've moved over to DWork and as the operations team has gotten more fluent with GitHub, there are parts of our old system where everything was inside Discord that have become a little redundant, and it has affected our tracking momentarily. We should have everything kind of cleared up and good metrics on all of this, and that resolution rate will be closer to the 80% or higher that we usually have it at. This is just more a rounding error from our protocols changing. We have 1 hotfix that happened in May, so that's under our allotment of cadences that were disrupted, and we had 0 rollbacks. So all in all, this new process and kind of engineering and product and ops working together and getting more experience under their belts has led to a much more successful and expedient release process. Quickly on bounties, you can check everything out at DWork. We've had 18 bounties created through all of May, and 11 bounties were completed in May. We have 139 bounties created since we started tracking them in December, and 93 of them completed. We had 3 new contributors in May and 30 contributors year to date. There is some kind of discrepancy in our numbers here that we hope to shore up. And like Ocean said earlier, we have had a little bit of a drop in our bounties just due to the fact that we've had some quality bounty hunters become trusted community devs who have started to take what would have been a funnel to new bounty hunters and do regular tickets that way that don't get counted as bounties. So you can find all of our analytics. It looks like I need to update that link to the Fox Foundation URL, but that's it on bounties. And then just a quick snapshot of governance. We've had 40 governance calls so far with 159 forum posts, 79 governance proposals for a total of 1,276 unique voters and 8,712 ballots so far in our governance process. So that's a snapshot of everything going on in operations. And up next, we've got security.
GM Fox fam. This one's a short one. I've been heads down for the last month supporting various engineering and contract review efforts. The biggest notable thing that hasn't been covered elsewhere is probably the Kpis bootloader firmware and updater work that went on. That's both to fix a security issue and to move the updater experience over to Kpis infrastructure from the old legacy ShapeShift stuff. So that went well now that it's all done. Working closely with engineering, getting Pindo and IPFS out, hope to have that done within the next few weeks. Certainly, I will be extremely happy when those things go in. I don't have to think about them again. And that's basically it. We're very cheap compared to everyone. No discretionary spend this month. And thank you very much.
Sweet and easy. All right, now we've got support. Let me pull up Mogi. GM, Mogi.
Hey, GM. Some customer support updates since our last All Fox meeting. We had 1,030 total tickets created. 987 of these tickets were via Zendesk. 43 of these tickets were via Discord. As you can see, Zendesk is still the main place where we interact with our customers. Also, we are just starting and still working on getting the reporting more accurate for the Discord numbers. So there most likely was even more than 43 requests. Shout out to Giantkin for the help with those numbers so far. And at any time, you can hop down into the support for users channel and see our team at work, essentially offering a live chat service for our users. The median resolution time for Zendesk tickets, 2.3 hours. ShapeShift support is no longer handling Portis tickets. Portis users who need help will be directed to portis.zendesk.com, and their support team will provide assistance going forward. Our DeFi training workbook is now 100% complete. We've been talking about this for a few months now, so it's cool to see that it's finally finished. The support team leaders will start by hosting some trainings for our agents, and eventually we will host some public community meetings revolving around the topics covered in the workbook. We had 12,000 help desk article views. And just a reminder, Tuesdays 11 to 2 Eastern are CryptoMeg's office hours. So yeah, if you have any customer support workstream questions, feel free to join those office hours and talk with CryptoMeg. Next slide, please. Oh, you're already there. Some of our new articles, how to stake Fox and earn Foxy, Kpis settings, staking Cosmos, and wallet migration. The main focus right now is building out the app.shapeshift.com section of the help desk, since that is where most of our new features are being added to. Our most viewed articles for the month are how to send, getting started with beta.shapeshift and Kpis, and why is there no forget password option. And as always, please message me with any new article suggestions. And on to the slide of charts. So our incoming weekly tickets, average of about 200 tickets per week. Our weekly reply time average, right around 25 to 30 minutes. On the bottom left here, this chart without a title is help desk views. So we're right around 350 views a day. And our Trustpilot and mobile app, we had about 10 Trustpilot reviews and 20 mobile app reviews. Short and sweet. Yeah, that's pretty much it for support.
Thank you for stepping in for Meg. All right, we got GK in the mod squad. GM GK.
Helps if I unmute. GM, so for the month of May, we had 9,530 members on May 1st. That was 13.45 members. The last 30 days, but did go down a few, down to 1,100 extra new members. This was 11.5 instead. We have 95 and 14. I checked about half an hour ago. Next slide. Over 18 raids been stopped this year by the bots. 922 of the bad bots have been stopped. A few more I have to recount it for the next one. The fake mods and supports is about 1.75 a day. Global languages, there's 8. 3 of those are now Matrix connected, so you could be on their Telegram and still talk to them in our Discord. Next page. This is actually what the roles are for the work streams, how many of each user there are. And I destroyed the engineering work stream. Next slide. obviously all the partner threads. We continually add new ones. That's actually working really well. I love it. I just added, but we haven't really started using the event threads. About maybe 2 of them, planning and current. I'm not sure if it's better to be separate or together. The engineering stream was removed here. Gotta have my fun. I did have one scam DM report now, and I think it was to me. So it's pretty rare that we have any internal spam. I think we've had 2 now. Next slide. Thank you. That's it for me.
All right, thanks, GK. Here we are, tokenomics.
Hey, Tyler, how's it going?
Doing well, sir. How about you?
I'm good, man. Thanks. Yeah, just want to give GK some quick props in the mod squad. Like, it's almost easy to forget, but our Discord is so relatively free of fuckwads and scammers, and a lot of Discords can be a wretched hive of scum and villainy. But it's so nice in the DAO not to have to deal with that. So much appreciated.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Similarly to security, when they do their job best, you don't notice them, right? So
absolutely, it's
that.
like the unsung heroes, right? Because you don't think about it until something goes wrong. But when nothing's going wrong, it's just like, hey, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks to everybody making that happen. So yeah, in terms of tokenomics, and of course of your day-to-day life, you may occasionally wonder what the fuck is tokenomics up to anyway? What are they doing? And I'm happy to give you an update today. So, much like any traditional startup, we are in a position where we don't currently generate sufficient revenue to be self-sustaining, and we have to be mindful of our runway. This is particularly the case in a crypto bear market, where we have the benefit of having our native token that has value, but of course, in a bear market, that token is going down. So that's been exactly the idea behind diversifying our treasury into stablecoins since November, or I should say since December. So where are we right now? Right now, we have just over 5.6 million in stablecoins. That consists of over 5 million in our mainnet treasury. We have 426,000 in over in Gnosis chain, where we handle our colony workstream budgets. We have a little bit more in the Olympus USDC to Fox contract that's always generating, as long as we're selling these bonds, always generating USDC. And then 20K in UST. Of course, that was over 200,000 before, but there is some value there. We'll see if anything happens with the peg. But that's how it all stacks up right now. Our currently monthly spend, I actually revised this just a little bit lower based on some additional info and number crunching. It's actually more like 625. The reason for the ambiguity here, guys, is month to month we do have one-time expenses pop up, and then sometimes work streams will require less. This is kind of our best projection right now. Something like in the 625 range, I would say is accurate. Also, like Fox Chain is entitled to a certain amount every month, but they may not take that every month. So that's kind of where we're at. I will also say that I'm pretty confident that even though our budget has gone up significantly since the start of the year, our monthly spend, it's unlikely to increase much beyond what we have right now. The reason for that is there seems to be a good consensus among workstream leaders that we need to be more conservative with our spending in this shitty bear market environment. So what this means in terms of runway is currently we have roughly 9 months. So one thing to note here is this is a very conservative estimate, and I like to be conservative here. I like to assume the worst case scenario because we have to plan for the worst. We don't want to be overly hopeful, but this assumes that we don't have any. We have zero monthly revenue that can offset our expenses, as well as zero additional diversification into stablecoins. This is neither one of those is the case. We are generating revenue primarily from our token rewards. Last month we generated about 200K in that. Every month, pretty much, we put 100K of that at least towards our monthly expenses, and of course we're continuing to diversify into stablecoins. The reason for assuming that those efforts could be minimized a lot is just in a very bad bear market where Fox is way down and crypto's way down. We don't want to assume that. But again, this represents kind of the worst case scenario. Next slide, please. Just as a quick reminder, remember, everything is transparent and on chain. There are no smoke-filled rooms here or shady dealings or some sort of corporate bullshit where you can't tell what's going on. This is a DAO. Everything is on chain and transparent in a very updated fashion. You can see precisely how our finances are doing by going to the dashboard channel. Darwin has done incredible work setting this up and maintaining this. We have spreadsheets for revenue, expenses, and treasury. Just jump in there and check the pinned channel or the pinned message to see precisely where we're at. Next slide. So, okay, here is the logical thought that would occur knowing that we're in the midst of a bear market. There's no telling how long it's going to last. Crypto bear markets tend to, last longer than 12 months. Maybe 18 months is a good sort of estimate. It's hard to say, but in any case, we want to extend our runway beyond what we're at now. The most obvious way to do that is just to, take an axe to our budget. Of course, those are difficult decisions to make all around, and it would be better if we could maybe first opt for a different tool to make that happen. Fortunately, via some clever tokenomics and the fact that we have our own native token, we can make that happen. So here's the idea, and this is coming soon, pending governance approval, which I think there seems to be good support for this. Fox incentives work like this. We'll incentivize DAO contributors to receive Fox instead of USDC. This in turn would reduce our monthly USDC spend since we're spending more Fox instead of USDC and thus extend our runway. So just some quick math. If we were to reduce our USDC spend by 25% and by paying Fox out instead per month, that gives us an extra 3 months of runway, which puts us at 12 months. That's an extra quarter. That is nothing to sneeze at. The 25% is just an estimate. It's kind of an informed estimate based on kind of what I'd like to see, what would be cool, but also based on enthusiasm for this via some surveys we did. Again, this is an option that contributors will have. If you still want to take USDC or you want to just get your immediate Fox, that's fine. Status quo, right on. But this will give you the option to receive extra Fox in exchange for accepting a time lock period. We're hashing out the details right now. Josh posted a nice draft proposal in the forum, so check that out. But this is going to be I think, powerful tool in our ability to extend our runway. Next slide, please. Just a quick overview of what people were responding to here. This is based on 42 responses. Again, that's that represents a good amount of DAO feedback. Maybe there are a couple of Sybil attacks in there, but I doubt it. Anyway, there's really good data here, and again, these answers are informing our choices for the time lock streams, or I should say, what's likely to be NFTs via Hedgie. So continue to tune into tokenomics and follow the governance post on this as we build it out. Next, please. Okay, so you guys might remember from last time with Foxy, I'm going to say this again because it seemed to be a popular line and it got soundbited for Twitch. So Foxy, you may recall, is our state-of-the-art rebase and yield generating, ass-kicking way to distribute rewards to Fox holders. So a month later, at this All Fox, it's live. It has over 50 million Fox TVL, and it's been a big success. It's a win for Fox holders. It's a win for the DAO. It's going well so far. So this kind of begs the question: what else could be built with this technology? Little drum roll here. Meet yieldies. So I didn't come up with a cowboy description for this one yet, but this is an idea postulated by John, who kind of built on the Foxy concept and was thinking, okay, what else could we do? So in a nutshell, this generalizes the idea of Foxy. Foxy, of course, is just for Fox. Yieldy is for all manner of assets, a new financial primitive, if you will, where we could have something like ETHY or USDC Yieldy, things like that, where users, the flow is very similar. Users deposit a token, we'll say ETH in this case, into the ETHY contract. That ETH in turn is then staked in, say, a tokamak and earns rewards in toke, generating, revenue in a somewhat predictable fashion. That revenue is then pulled out, swapped for ETH, and put back into the ETHY contract and via the ETHY mechanism and the fact it rebases, we can then use that value or take that value, redistribute it to ETHY holders. Additionally, we may be able to, or I would say likely be able to take a certain amount of those rewards and then put them into Foxy or use them for other DAO sorts of things. But again, a way to directly generate revenue for the DAO. This could be done again with USDC or any matter of tokens. Hell, maybe wrap Bitcoin. And the thing is, it's also composable. So the sky's the limit in terms of what we could potentially do with all this. So this might be the first time you're hearing about Yieldies. As DeFi Cafe mentioned, it's also falling under engineering because we're building out the functionality in terms of the smart contract side, which is like a iteration on Foxy. We're currently going through some audits on this stuff, but I'm super excited about this because it represents a unique financial primitive that we're building that I think can add a lot of value to users, and also in a very frictionless way because you don't have to worry about things like gas fees and what strategy you're going to employ. It's like a set it and forget it kind of thing. Next, please. So I'll cover the next ones quickly because I feel like I've been yammering a bit. But quick update on what TMDC, your intrepid Treasury Management and Diversification Committee, has been up to. Some recent decisions we made. One was to wind down our One Fox and Angel Vault. These are things that, in a way, they're a bit of an experiment, but also they added some value. Previously, but we decided they're not a great fit for the current bear market. They raised some liability and expense issues, and just not a great fit. So we've gone through different steps to wind these down. We've also added more collateral to our Rari Fuse pools. We do have some loans outstanding there, and we want to be cognizant of making sure that we have enough collateral and we don't hit a liquidation point on those, which of course in this testy and volatile market is always a concern. The TMDC has also been tasked with fine-tuning Foxy under that governance proposal. That may be the case as well with Yieldy. One of the things we have to figure out, but we're always monitoring our token rewards and how they interact with Foxy. Finally, we determined how to come up with the necessary USDC that VFox needed for its Uniswap, or I should say Elastic Swap allocation. Next slide. So Elastic Swap allocation, you may ask, if you haven't heard yet. So yeah, VFox is the sub-DAO, the ShapeShift sub-DAO that's dedicated to making allocations on its behalf in early stage tokenized projects. Elastic Swap was VFox's first foray into this, and it was a bit of a no-brainer because it just hit on every level. Elastic Swap provides like rebasing functionality in an AMM context, something that Uniswap can't do, and really no other platform can do. It's really a first of its kind sort of thing. That unique product market fit really excited us. Ocean is also part of Elastic Swap, and of course he works with the DAO as well, and is as you guys have seen, is a complete rock star. So we had that sort of trust element as well, and that existing relationship. And also they are just in a very good position, having recently launched on mainnet. Everything just lined up to really make this we think a win-win. And of course we hope to help Elastic Swap as well reach more users in the platform, and I think we're going to be great partners moving forward. We're continuing to look at other options for VFox allocations. Nothing nothing is really imminent so far. We're just kind of, always looking at opportunities. And of course, in this bear market, I think it warrants a little bit more caution, but we are continuing along those lines. I think that's my last slide. Let's see here. Yes, it is. So thanks for listening, guys. As always, listen in on Tuesday for the tokenomics office hours, and have a great week.
Thank you, Kent. All right, and we'll move on to Ocean with the Foundation.
Thanks, Tyler. The Foundation update is very, very light. A lot of what we've been doing is what Kent would call corporate bullshit, unfortunately. All kidding aside, there has been a lot of administrative type things that have been happening kind of in the shadows. But also, most of the Foundation members are very active in the DAO, whether that's supporting engineering, product, or marketing work streams. And then also, just want to highlight too the support of the legacy applications that's going on. Our inaugural board meeting took place on 4/28, so just after the last All Fox, and there are meeting minutes, and the deck has been posted in the Fox Foundation partner channel. So if anyone's interested in checking those out, those are there. There are a few key pieces that had to be redacted, but the rest of the information is there, and we're happy to answer any questions about those artifacts that anyone has. The next thing that we're working on is facilitating the handoff of a lot of these credentials for accounts from ShapeShift AG to the Foundation. The most pertinent of that right now is the autopilot account that will unblock us being able to start the email campaign to migrate users from the beta platform to the new app platform. So hopefully that's happening this week, then handoff, and we can kick that wonderful email campaign off to start the massive flow of users over, which will be really exciting for everyone, I think, to start seeing some more traffic on the application. And you can go to the next slide, but just want to highlight again, we're here to assist the DAO in any efforts. So if you have questions for us or things that you can't accomplish in a decentralized framework, that's really what the Foundation is here for. Feel free to reach out to us in that partner channel or ping myself or Willie, and we can see what we can do to help everyone. And that's all the slides from the Foundation, and we're actually going to end on time. Look at that. Tyler, you did a great job.
It wasn't me. It was everyone on the call today. We did it together, fam. We did it together. So thank you all very much. Thank you, Ocean. Thank you to everyone who presented today. We will post the slides inside the recorded meetings channel so you guys can dig in and check out all of the links and KPIs that we weren't able to cover on the call today. Thank you all for joining us. And if you've got more questions or insights or things you'd like to see inside one of these All Foxes that we're not currently seeing, please reach out to myself. Hit us up inside that anonymous ask a question thing, post something on the Fox forum, get involved here with the DAO, and we'll make sure that your voice gets heard. So thank you all very much and make it a good GM.